Hi everyone. Given triangle FJG, and FJI are congruent, we want to prove that these two line segments are congruent. So let's get started. Here we have it. The first statement is given, so we're going to just write triangle FJG is congruent to triangle FJI, and that's given. Now we know, because of corresponding parts of congruent triangles, we know that GJ is congruent to IJ. We also know that angle FJG is congruent to angle IJH, and also angle well, let's just do that one first. Okay, so that is going to be because corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Since these two triangles are congruent, right here, that means that these two sides are congruent and these angles are congruent here. And IJH. All right. And then we know that angle FJG is congruent to IJH. So FJG, this angle, is congruent to IJH here. And that's your vertical angles theorem. But also, this one happens, this one right here. Let's do a different color there. These two, because of the vertical angles theorem. So we also know that angle FJI is congruent to GJH. Both of these based off the vertical angles theorem. Now, we know by the transitive property that angle GJH is congruent to IJH. So here's GJH, here's IJH, and these two are different. However, they're really the same, because in statement 1, we have we have it here. So here's your IJH here, and we know that this equals this here. All right, so we know that by your transitive property. Of congruence. So we know that these two angles are congruent right there. That's what that says. All right, and then finally, by our reflexive property, we know that JH equals, or is congruent to JH. So we'll just say JH is congruent to JH. That's your reflexive property of congruence. And then we have also that since we have these are congruent, and these are congruent, we have triangle HJG is congruent to HJI. It's getting a little messy here, but we know that these two triangles here are congruent because of your side angle side. So you said side angle side. So it's like that. All right. And that's by your side angle side congruence postulate. And therefore, since the triangles are congruent, the sides are also congruent. So we have HI is congruent to HG, and that's by the fact of corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.